Confidence is often described as the most magnetic trait a person can possess. It's not just about how you look or how others perceive you, but the way you carry yourself in every moment. True confidence is an energy, a vibration that others feel, and it creates an undeniable attraction. It's that special something that draws people in without you needing to try. Confidence comes from within, and when you possess it, you are not only able to command attention, but also command respect. When we talk about confidence, it's essential to recognize that it's not about arrogance or pretending to be something you're not. It's about owning who you are, flaws and all. Real confidence is about being comfortable in your own skin. It's the ability to stand tall without seeking approval from anyone else. It's the quiet, assured energy that says, I know my worth and I don't need anyone to remind me of it. People, especially men, are naturally attracted to this type of confidence. It's magnetic. Why? Because deep down, everyone desires to be around someone who knows what they want and isn't afraid to go after it. A confident woman doesn't chase after people or situations. She stands in her own power, and that's incredibly appealing. She doesn't need anyone to complete her. She's already whole, and that makes her a captivating presence. This kind of confidence doesn't need validation. It doesn't come from external achievements or constant praise from others. Instead, it's rooted in self-acceptance and self-awareness. A confident person understands their strengths and weaknesses, but doesn't let either define them. They aren't afraid to acknowledge their imperfections, but are also proud of their growth and accomplishments. This creates an aura of authenticity, and authenticity is one of the most attractive qualities anyone can have. When you are truly confident, your actions align with your words. You don't overcompensate or seek constant reassurance because your inner self is secure. People are drawn to this consistency. It shows that you are genuine and grounded. You don't need to prove anything to anyone because your worth is already established in your own heart. This makes those around you feel comfortable, as they can sense your lack of insecurity. They are not intimidated by you. Instead, they feel a natural pull to be in your presence. Confidence also allows you to be unbothered by what others think. It doesn't matter if someone likes you or not. You're not depending on their approval to feel good about yourself. This freedom from the need for validation is liberating and empowering. People can sense when someone is not swayed by the opinions of others. It's refreshing, and it creates a level of intrigue and attraction. The more you detach from the need to please others, the more others will want to be around you. A confident woman also has the ability to inspire others. She encourages those around her to rise, to be their best selves, and to stop doubting their own abilities. When you are confident, you bring out the best in others because you show them that it's okay to be vulnerable and embrace their own power. You become a beacon of strength, and this radiates outward. This magnetic energy is not limited to romantic attraction. It attracts friendships, professional opportunities, and a deep sense of connection with those who see and appreciate your strength. In relationships, confidence creates a healthy dynamic. When a person is confident, they do not feel threatened by the success or achievements of others. Instead, they celebrate it and grow from it. Confidence doesn't fear competition. It sees it as an opportunity for mutual growth. And that, too, is magnetic. Confidence is magnetic because it is an energy that attracts, connects, and empowers. It's a reminder that you are enough, exactly as you are. When you embrace your true self, you give permission for others to do the same. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being unapologetically yourself and standing tall in your truth. And that is the kind of magnetic energy that the world can't resist. Mystery is an incredibly powerful tool when it comes to attraction. It's not about being elusive or hiding parts of yourself, but rather about creating an aura of intrigue that draws others in, making them want to know more. People are naturally curious beings, and when they encounter someone who is a little bit mysterious, their minds begin to wonder, to question, to try and figure out who that person truly is. This sense of curiosity fuels desire, both emotional and intellectual, and makes the person intriguing and captivating. When you leave certain aspects of yourself unexplored, it creates a space where others can project their own ideas and desires onto you. They might not know every single detail about you, but they feel a pull to get closer and understand the layers of your personality. This sense of mystery doesn't mean you're cold or distant, but that you allow others the space to approach you on their own terms. You're not giving everything away up front, and that leaves them wanting more. Think about it. When you meet someone who immediately opens up about every single detail of their life, it can feel overwhelming. There's no room for your mind to wander, no mystery to unravel. On the other hand, someone who is a little more reserved, who doesn't immediately reveal every aspect of themselves, sparks curiosity. People want to know what's behind that calm exterior, what drives that person, what secrets they may be keeping. This curiosity is what creates attraction. One of the reasons mystery is so powerful is that it plays into the psychological concept of anticipation. When we don't know everything about a person, we begin to fill in the gaps with our imagination. This excitement, this waiting, wondering, and trying to figure out the unknown creates an emotional desire to know more. And the more someone leaves to the imagination, the more invested the other person becomes in finding out those missing pieces. This is why when we meet someone who isn't quick to share every thought or every feeling, it makes them more intriguing. There's a slow unfolding, a dance of discovery, and that process itself is part of the attraction. It's important to note that this doesn't mean you have to be deceptive or intentionally secretive. It's about how you present yourself, how you communicate with others, and how much you reveal at a time. It's about pacing. Being mysterious means being mindful of the boundaries you set in conversation and in relationships. You don't have to spill your entire life story right away. Instead, you offer pieces of yourself over time, allowing the other person to feel like they're on a journey with you. This slow reveal deepens the connection and stokes desire. Mystery also gives you the power of control. When you don't give everything away too soon, you retain a sense of autonomy and power over how others perceive you. You're not placing yourself in a position where others can make assumptions based on a complete picture. Instead, you allow them to view you through a lens of curiosity, which leaves room for admiration and longing. By withholding just enough, you keep people on their toes, never quite sure of everything, which makes them more likely to remain engaged and interested in you. Furthermore, mystery allows you to stay emotionally independent. You don't give all of your energy to someone else right away, and you don't place your happiness or validation in their hands. You remain emotionally self-sufficient, which in itself is incredibly attractive. When people see that you are not desperately seeking validation or constantly needing attention, it makes them want to be around you more. There is something captivating about someone who is content in their own skin, someone who is self-assured and doesn't require anyone else's approval to feel good about themselves. Ultimately, mystery creates a sense of longing that is almost impossible to resist. It keeps the other person engaged, curious, and invested in getting to know you. It allows for a deeper emotional connection because it encourages exploration, patience, and the reward of discovery. Rather than being an open book, you become a story waiting to be read one page at a time. This unfolding mystery is what keeps people coming back, eager to see what comes next, to uncover more of who you are. And that, in turn, creates a powerful and irresistible desire to know you even better. A woman who puts herself first is someone who understands that her own well-being, happiness, and growth are not just important, they are essential. She recognizes that in order to be the best version of herself, she must prioritize her needs, dreams, and desires. This doesn't mean she's selfish or neglects those around her, but rather that she understands the fundamental truth that you cannot pour from an empty cup. By taking care of herself first, she becomes a more fulfilled, balanced, and empowered individual, which in turn allows her to give more to others without feeling depleted. Putting herself first is an act of self-respect. It's an acknowledgement that she is worthy of love, attention, and care not just from others, but from herself. This means taking the time to nurture her body, mind, and spirit. Whether it's through physical exercise, mental wellness practices, or simply taking time to rest, a woman who prioritizes herself knows that her health is the foundation upon which everything else rests. She understands that in order to give her best to her relationships, career, and passions, she first needs to be in alignment with herself. A woman who puts herself first also knows the importance of setting boundaries. She isn't afraid to say no when necessary, and she doesn't feel guilty for doing so. Boundaries are a powerful tool for protecting her energy and ensuring that she's not overextended by the demands of others. This doesn't mean she doesn't care about the people in her life. On the contrary, it means she cares enough about herself to protect her peace. By setting these boundaries, she creates the space to focus on what truly matters to her, whether it's her personal goals, her family, or simply her own happiness. In her career, a woman who prioritizes herself does not settle for less than she deserves. She knows her value and will not allow anyone to diminish it. She doesn't wait for external validation to confirm her worth because she is confident in her own abilities and achievements. She actively seeks out opportunities that align with her values and passions, and she pursues them with determination. She is not afraid to take risks, challenge herself, and step outside of her comfort zone because she believes in her potential and trusts in her journey. This self-prioritization extends to her relationships as well. A woman who puts herself first is not afraid to walk away from relationships, romantic, familial, or platonic, that no longer serve her well-being. She understands that she deserves love, respect, and reciprocity, and she won't settle for anything less. She is not dependent on anyone else to complete her because she is already whole. Her relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared growth. She gives, but she also knows how to receive. Her ability to give freely comes from a place of abundance, not depletion, because she ensures that her own needs are met first. Taking care of herself first also means nurturing her personal passions and interests. She doesn't lose herself in the roles that others expect her to play. She continues to explore her own desires, hobbies, and dreams. Whether it's pursuing a hobby she loves, traveling, or furthering her education, she never stops growing. She understands that her personal growth is not selfish, but rather an integral part of her ability to contribute meaningfully to the world around her. By putting her own aspirations at the forefront, she cultivates a sense of fulfillment that radiates outward, inspiring those around her to do the same. A woman who puts herself first is not afraid to prioritize her own happiness. She doesn't wait for external circumstances to dictate how she feels. She actively creates the life she wants by making choices that align with her values, desires, and goals. She doesn't seek validation from others because she finds it within herself. Her happiness doesn't depend on anyone else's approval or acknowledgement. It comes from knowing that she is living authentically and unapologetically. In the end, a woman who puts herself first is a force to be reckoned with. She is confident, empowered, and full of life. She is a role model for others, showing them that self-care, self-love, and self-prioritization are not acts of selfishness, but of strength. By taking care of herself, she creates a life that is rich, fulfilling, and meaningful, not just for her, but for those around her. She understands that when she is her best self, everyone around her benefits, and this is the true power of putting herself first. A woman who commands respect does so not by demanding it or seeking it through forceful means, but by embodying the qualities and behaviors that naturally inspire admiration from others. She understands that respect is earned through her actions, her values, and the way she carries herself. This respect doesn't come from external validation or approval, but from the integrity, self-awareness, and strength she exudes. She knows that in order to be respected by others, she must first respect herself, and in doing so, she creates an environment where others recognize and appreciate her worth. One of the key aspects of commanding respect is having a strong sense of self. A woman who commands respect is deeply in tune with her own values, beliefs, and boundaries. She knows who she is and what she stands for, and she doesn't waver when it comes to staying true to herself. She doesn't allow herself to be swayed by the opinions of others or pressured into compromising her principles. This unwavering commitment to authenticity and integrity is incredibly powerful because people can sense when someone is genuinely aligned with their own beliefs and convictions. She also commands respect through her actions. A woman who stands by her word and consistently follows through on her commitments is someone who is taken seriously. Her reliability and accountability earn the respect of those around her, as people know they can trust her to get things done and to honor her promises. She doesn't make excuses or shy away from responsibility. Instead, she steps up even in difficult situations and handles challenges with grace and determination. This shows others that she is dependable, strong, and capable, which naturally commands respect. In addition to being reliable, a woman who commands respect knows how to set and enforce boundaries. She recognizes that her time, energy, and emotions are valuable, and she doesn't allow others to take advantage of her kindness or generosity. Whether it's in her personal relationships or professional settings, she communicates her needs and expectations clearly and confidently. She doesn't tolerate disrespect, and she isn't afraid to walk away from situations or people who don't honor her boundaries. This ability to assert herself without being aggressive or confrontational is a powerful display of self-respect, and it encourages others to respect her in return. A woman who commands respect also demonstrates emotional intelligence. She is aware of her emotions and knows how to manage them in a way that is thoughtful and controlled. Rather than reacting impulsively, she takes the time to process her feelings and respond with clarity and calmness. This emotional maturity not only strengthens her ability to navigate challenges with composure, but also earns the respect of others who admire her ability to stay grounded under pressure. People are drawn to those who can maintain their equilibrium in the face of adversity, and a woman who demonstrates emotional intelligence naturally commands respect in every situation. Furthermore, a woman who commands respect treats others with kindness, fairness, and dignity. She doesn't seek to belittle or diminish others to elevate herself. Instead, she lifts people up, encourages them, and treats everyone with the same level of respect she expects in return. This sense of equality and fairness fosters an environment of mutual respect where everyone feels valued. By showing respect to others, she sets a standard for how she expects to be treated, and in turn, people are more likely to treat her with the same level of respect. Another important aspect of commanding respect is having a sense of purpose. A woman who knows what she wants and works diligently toward her goals commands respect because people admire her dedication, focus, and vision. She doesn't wait for opportunities to come to her, she creates them. Whether in her career, personal life, or community, she strives for excellence and refuses to settle for mediocrity. Her determination and drive to achieve her goals not only inspire others but also set a standard for excellence, further reinforcing the respect others have for her. A woman who commands respect is also someone who remains humble despite her achievements. She doesn't seek recognition or validation because she knows that true respect comes from within. She doesn't need to brag or prove herself to anyone. Instead, she lets her actions speak for themselves. Her humility, combined with her strength and capabilities, makes her an even more compelling figure, someone who earns the admiration of others not through boastfulness but through quiet confidence and grace. In the end, a woman who commands respect doesn't do so by demanding it or trying to manipulate others into recognizing her worth. She earns respect by living in alignment with her values, acting with integrity, demonstrating emotional intelligence, setting boundaries, and treating others with kindness and fairness. Her confidence, self-awareness, and ability to navigate life with purpose and grace make her a force to be reckoned with. And in commanding respect, she creates an environment where she and those around her can thrive, fostering mutual admiration and creating lasting, meaningful relationships. A woman who is not afraid to walk away embodies strength, independence, and self-respect. She knows that walking away from situations, relationships, or environments that do not serve her well is not a sign of weakness, but an affirmation of her self-worth. She understands that sometimes the most powerful decision she can make is to let go, move on, and free herself from anything that doesn't align with her values, needs, or well-being. This ability to walk away, whether from toxic relationships, unhealthy work environments, or unfulfilling situations, is a testament to her inner strength and clarity. When a woman isn't afraid to walk away, it shows that she has a deep understanding of her own worth. She knows that her happiness, peace, and emotional well-being are too important to sacrifice for the sake of staying in a situation out of obligation, fear, or a sense of attachment. She does not hold on to people or circumstances simply because she feels she should, or because she is afraid of being alone or facing change. Instead, she makes decisions based on what is best for her growth and happiness. She trusts herself enough to know that walking away is often the healthiest choice she can make for her future. This ability to walk away is not an impulsive decision, nor is it made in anger or frustration. A woman who can walk away does so with thoughtfulness and clarity. She evaluates the situation, weighs her options, and assesses whether the circumstances are aligned with her goals, values, and emotional needs. If they are not, she doesn't hesitate to choose herself. She knows that staying in something that diminishes her energy, values, or self-worth would be detrimental in the long run, so she walks away with a sense of empowerment, not regret. In relationships, this strength is especially evident. A woman who isn't afraid to walk away from a relationship, whether it's romantic, familial, or platonic, understands that love, respect, and mutual support should be the foundation of any meaningful connection. If those elements are missing, she will not settle for anything less. She does not tolerate disrespect, emotional manipulation, or toxic behavior, and she knows when it's time to leave for her own well-being. Walking away from a relationship is not easy, but a woman who values herself knows that staying in an unhealthy relationship out of fear, guilt, or insecurity is far more painful than the temporary discomfort of walking away. Walking away doesn't mean she is giving up or running from challenges. Quite the opposite, it demonstrates that she is willing to put herself first, even when it requires difficult choices. She is not afraid to face the discomfort that comes with change because she knows that it is through letting go of what no longer serves her that she makes space for something better. It takes immense courage to walk away from the familiar, but a woman who is not afraid to do so is someone who prioritizes her growth and peace of mind above all else. In professional settings, a woman who is not afraid to walk away from an unsatisfying job or a toxic work environment demonstrates her self-respect and confidence in her abilities. She knows that her worth is not determined by any job, position, or title. If her job is causing undue stress, diminishing her self-esteem, or preventing her from living a fulfilling life, she will walk away and seek out opportunities that align better with her values and aspirations. This ability to make decisions based on her needs rather than staying in a situation because it's convenient or expected positions her as a woman who takes control of her career and her life. A woman who walks away also sets an example for others. She shows the people around her that it is okay to let go of what is no longer serving them, that it is okay to prioritize their mental, emotional, and physical health. She inspires others to make bold decisions in their own lives, to trust that the right opportunities will present themselves when the courage to let go of the wrong ones is exercised. Her ability to walk away becomes a powerful message of self-love and self-respect, encouraging those around her to do the same. Moreover, this act of walking away creates space for new experiences, new relationships, and new growth. By shedding what no longer serves her, a woman opens the door to a future that is aligned with her highest potential. Whether it's a new chapter in her personal life or a new direction in her career, walking away clears the path for new possibilities to emerge. In the end, the woman who is not afraid to walk away shows the world that her peace, happiness, and self-respect are non-negotiable. She walks away not because she is afraid to face challenges, but because she understands that staying in situations that drain her energy or diminish her value is not an option. By choosing to walk away from what no longer serves her, she creates the space to embrace what is truly meant for her, something far greater than anything she has to leave behind. A woman who loves but is not dependent embodies a healthy balance between emotional connection and personal independence. She knows that love is a powerful force, but she also understands that her sense of self-worth and happiness should not hinge on another person. She offers her love freely, openly, and wholeheartedly, but she never sacrifices her individuality or autonomy in the process. She loves from a place of strength, not from a place of need, and this distinction is key to the way she navigates relationships and life in general. When a woman loves but is not dependent, she understands that her happiness comes from within, not from external sources. She is emotionally self-sufficient, and while she deeply cherishes the love and companionship of others, she knows that she is complete and whole on her own. She doesn't need a partner, family, or friends to feel validated or fulfilled. Her sense of self is rooted in her own values, beliefs, and passions, and she's secure enough to stand alone, knowing that her worth is not defined by anyone else's approval or attention. This emotional independence doesn't mean she is closed off or unwilling to connect with others. It simply means she has learned the importance of maintaining a sense of self, even in the most intimate relationships. She does not lose herself in her partner or any other person she loves. She maintains her own identity, interests, and dreams, and she pursues them with just as much passion as she gives to her relationships. Her love is an addition to her life, not a necessity for it. In romantic relationships, this quality is especially powerful. A woman who loves but is not dependent does not cling to her partner out of fear of being alone, nor does she settle for unhealthy dynamics simply because she is afraid of being without love. She knows that a loving partnership should be based on mutual respect, trust, and shared growth, and she seeks relationships that enhance her life, not define it. She gives love freely, but she also knows that if a relationship is no longer fulfilling or aligned with her values, it's okay to let go. She does not tolerate toxic patterns, and she is not afraid to walk away from a relationship that no longer serves her emotional well-being. This emotional independence also translates into her friendships and family relationships. While she loves deeply and is loyal to those she cares about, she does not become emotionally reliant on anyone to the point where her happiness or stability is in their hands. She is confident in her ability to navigate life's challenges on her own and does not burden others with the responsibility of fixing her emotional state. She is always there for her loved ones, but she also understands the importance of self-care and emotional resilience. She values reciprocity in relationships, not dependence, and expects that her love will be matched by mutual respect and understanding. A woman who loves but is not dependent also has a strong sense of her own goals and aspirations. She does not wait for a partner, friend, or family member to validate her dreams. She pursues her ambitions with determination and self-motivation, whether they are personal, professional, or creative. She understands that success is not defined by others but by her own efforts and vision. She loves the support and encouragement of those around her, but she doesn't rely on them to drive her forward. Her drive comes from within, and she is constantly working to become the best version of herself, not just for others, but for her own fulfillment. Furthermore, this balance between love and independence allows her to contribute to her relationships in a healthy, positive way. She is not burdened by the need for constant reassurance or attention, and as a result, she offers her love without expectations. She loves with an open heart, but she does not place undue pressure on anyone to fulfill her emotional needs. Her relationships are grounded in equality and mutual respect, where both parties have space to grow individually while also growing together. A woman who loves but is not dependent also teaches others how to maintain their own independence while being part of a loving connection. She shows those around her that love should never come at the expense of self-respect or personal growth. She models the importance of nurturing one's own emotional health and well-being, encouraging others to do the same. By setting this example, she fosters an environment where love is freely given without attachment, expectation, or codependence. Ultimately, a woman who loves but is not dependent is the epitome of emotional strength and self-assurance. She understands that love is a gift, not a need, and she gives it freely, without conditions, without fear, and without surrendering her sense of self. She knows that true love should enhance her life, not complete it. By staying true to herself, she attracts the kind of love that supports her growth, nurtures her spirit, and allows both her and her partner to flourish individually and together. Her love is a reflection of her strength, independence, and unwavering belief in her own worth.